So the theatrical run for the film Is God Is was way too short for me, but I was so moved by it that I refused to stop talking about it. So let's get into it. I've heard this movie referred to as a Southern Gothic, as Shakespearean, and I've also seen the allusions to the Kill Bill series. And to that end, this movie rolls out more for me like a black exploitation film, like the type of film that Quentin Tarantino would have been inspired by instead of the other way around. There was an anachronistic feel about the way the twins dressed, their apartment, and the car they drove that made them feel like time travelers. They were such a visual blast from the past in contrast to the bougie, modernized lifestyle that their father had moved on to build. Being that I have a twin sister myself, my favorite aspect of this film was the bond between the twin sisters, Racine and Anaya. And I have to add some photos of my twin sister and I as little girls in the 90s because the visual parallels between the child versions of the twins in this movie and us were uncanny. So because I am a twin and have studied them, I couldn't help but to see the connections between the characters Racine and Anaya and the Yoruba mythology of the Ibeji, the divine twins. So the word Ibeji designates both twins themselves and the god of twins that exists within the pantheon of the Orishas. Only one god represents them as a way to show that the two beings possess one soul. I love seeing creatrix worship and reverence for the divine feminine on the screen. So I just thought it was really cool that my brain automatically filtered this movie through the Nigerian lens that these young ladies were already goddesses by virtue of being born twins. Some info that you should know about the Yoruba mythology regarding twins is that the birth order is important. It signifies the roles, identity, and even the titles of the twins. So the firstborn is called Taiwo. It means the first to taste the world. The secondborn twin is named Kahinde, meaning the one who lags behind. Now, according to the lore, the firstborn twin is sent on a mission to check out the scenery, to go taste life, if you will. And if conditions were favorable, Taiwo would telepathically signal to Kahinde that it was all right to be born. Now, since Kahinde was the one who sent Taiwo out of the womb first, it is actually Kahinde that is believed to be the spiritual elder of the two. The film starts off with a shot of the girls sitting on a bench when a classmate hurls an insult in their direction. One of the girls picks up a baseball bat and, presumably, as the violence is inferred off screen, pulverizes him with it. You don't know who is who yet, but it is made abundantly clear that there is a dominant twin and a more reserved one. As the film progresses, we find out that the crash out twin is Racine, Taiwo, the firstborn, who is not as physically scarred as her sister. Racine demonstrates herself to be more confident, impulsive, and outspoken, traits that are typically associated with a younger sibling. While Anaya Kahinde shows herself to be level headed, very intentional about when she does speak, and wise. It is actually her character that seems more mature. Sure, she has a naive quality about her, but I could tell that she understood humans enough to accept them for who they are instead of who she wishes them to be. Superficially, Racine plays her part as the leader of the two, but beneath the surface, Anaya is more emotionally and psychologically developed than Racine. She is the one who questions their mother's motives of revenge and does not condone the shedding of innocent blood. And it is Racine who acts in service to Anaya. Sure, Anaya wasn't in favor of killing their father, but Racine was the one most likely to be able to live a quote unquote normal life. She wasn't as scarred as her sister, remember? So a lot of the rage that she felt was because of how the world treated her sister. Everything she did was for Anaya. Now remember, Ibeji share one soul. There were scenes where the twins would telepathically communicate. No words needed to be spoken, just psychic subtitles printed on the screen. Showing the deep spiritual connectedness that they had in this manner was genius. It was evidence of their goddess power. Having grown up myself with the ability to have whole conversations in the confines of my mind with my twin, I always knew and I just firmly believed that there was more to this existence than what was tangible and material. I would love to hear feedback on what y'all thought about Is God Is and encourage others to catch it streaming and just keep kicking up a buzz about this complete gem of a film. Thanks for watching.